So I woke up this morning, and last night I decided today was going to be a day where I don't do anything besides enjoy my day for myself. And that is not going super well. I don't know what's going on. I'm really trying to figure this out, but I definitely am being pulled towards documenting what's going on. And I don't know why, but I'm going to go with it. I feel like I've been feeling that way for a long time and I haven't listened to it, and now it feels like it's like screaming at me. So I feel like I have no choice but to do it at this point. It's actually kind of crazy the way I'm feeling about it all. But I woke up this morning and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a summer morning, like in childhood. Like, I'm going to wake up and I'm going to watch Camp Rock. And so I watched Camp Rock 1, and it was so much fun. And then I watched Camp Rock 2. And then I've never really liked Camp Rock 2, even when it came out. I was like, this is kind of lame, even as a 12-year-old. It was even weirder, too, because the songs were out of sync and some of the words were out of sync. And then other parts, it was like mixed really badly. Like the songs were objectively mixed terribly. And it was really bizarre to me because this is not a Kenny Ortega production. Like, maybe that one isn't, but it did not seem like the effort was put in the same way other movies of that era were. To me, that movie sort of was the end of Disney Channel movies that I enjoyed. So, I felt like the end of certain parts of childhood. But I watched it because I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll actually enjoy it because I'm not like 12 trying to be like, I'm too cool for this. And I did enjoy it more, I think, than when I was 12, funnily enough. But it still was kind of weird. Like, it's not a good movie the way Camp Rock 1 is. Like, Camp Rock 1 is very compelling, I gotta say. I watched 1 and 2, and then I just felt like blah, which is when I kind of just went on social media for a little bit, and then that made me feel even worse. And I'm just like, okay, I think this isn't doing anything for me. Like, we already know that, but it just sucks because I feel like it's a cycle. Like, you get like caught in it, and then you're just like in there, and it feels like you're being held hostage. And then you eventually get out and you're like, why did I do that? And I'm just kind of exhausted from it all. So I am feeling pulled towards just working on YouTube videos instead of any short form stuff for a while. I feel like that's what I need to do. So I think I might do that. That's just a little bit weird because, I don't know, when it comes to like being a business owner, it could be a terrible idea. But I think I just have to go with it. We're gonna go to a coffee shop. I'm gonna get some editing done. I wasn't going to edit today, but honestly, I feel like it's gonna make me feel a little bit better because I am a little bit stressed about getting certain things done. So I just want to go and feel like I've made some progress on that. And then we're gonna go thrifting. And I came up with an idea to do, like, the Odyssey just came out, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm really obsessed with it. And so I came up with an idea for fun shoots that I can do because I want to use more of my creative brain than my business brain. I'm happily integrated into both sides of my brain with that. But I need more creative balance. And so I came up with the idea yesterday to do detail shots for couples from movies and shows, like famous couples. And I was kind of obsessed with the idea and still kind of am. Like, that's so fun. And the Odyssey just came out and I've been obsessed with it. So I think I'm going to when we go thrifting, look for items that would be in detail shots for a wedding for Odysseus and Penelope. Maybe a wedding part 2 from when he gets back. Like, I imagine they have a second wedding because he was gone for so long. Like, low-key, they need that. And also, he, did cheat on her with a siren, low-key. Was it, against his will? Kind of, but, you know what I'm saying. But I thought that would be really fun. And then I came up with a couple of other couples that I feel like would be really fun to do. So I want to thrift some items for that and see what I can find. And I am drawn towards a mermaid aesthetic. And so at the moment, I think because it's summer, and I feel like Penelope would not want anything mermaid adjacent just because of, the siren of it all. So I'm thinking I also want to do one, because I am being drawn to that at the moment. I have a very specific image in mind. I want to do The Little Mermaid and Eric. So Ariel and Eric. I feel like would be really cute. So I think I'm going to do that too. We'll see what the rest of the day brings us. I also have this statue in the kitchen that would be perfect for, I'm imagining how the Trojan horse was in the sand, but I'm imagining using the statue in the sand with, the jewelry on the statue as the detail shot, sticking out of the sand halfway. I think that would be incredible. The only problem is I really love this statue, and it's already breaking at the bottom, and I feel like it would break it even more. And potentially I could just super glue it, which I'm probably going to have to do eventually. But I feel like the sand particles might get in the cracks, then make it to where I can't actually glue it back together. I feel like it might get stuck in there. So thrifting, I am going to look for some sort of statue along these lines. Hey, I would love to have another one, honestly. I do have one from Anthropology I got a few years ago, but I feel like it's not the same vibe that I'm looking for. So we'll see. Planning on shooting those details next week, and then I'll probably make a video about that. I'm pretty excited about it, so that'll be fun. It's interesting. Talking to you guys really is making me feel better. Things just make more sense when said out loud sometimes. So thanks for listening. Hello. So we are at our first stop. I changed the plan a little bit because I realized I'm going to the area that I was talking about going to tomorrow for a photo shoot. So I've changed the plan a little. I was going to be going to Ann Arbor. Now I'm going to go to the Detroit area instead, because it's a little bit closer. And then tomorrow I'm going to look in Ann Arbor at the key thrift stores that I want to try to find the stuff for the different detail shots of famous couples. So I'm at this antique store. We're gonna go in, look around. I'm hoping for pearls, that little statue, maybe a round dining table for my house. That's also something I'm looking for. And then generally we're looking for frames for the house and any cool artwork, really. Any artwork that's not just a flat image, I guess. We want stuff that can stick out of the wall a little bit because we're doing a gallery wall soon. And we need something with a little more character, I guess. So we're going to go do that. I am also a little bit hungry, so I'm definitely going to have to make a little pit stop and get food somewhere. Probably going to be tacos again. Kind of my go-to when I'm really hungry and want something that's not terrible for me. But let's go into the thrift store. I'm curious to see what we got going on in here. Hello. Okay, so I found a lot of good stuff at the antique store, but I really only bought one thing because pretty much everything was $50 to $80, and I don't really want to spend like $700 on detail shots that I'm shooting for like creative expression. Um, Obviously, it also will be in my portfolio and stuff, and like posted, I'm sure, if it works out and if I like it. But that's just not something I want to do. So I really only got one thing, like that I actually purchased, which honestly I'm very happy with. I got these seashells, which, to be honest, when I was picturing the shoot, this specific seashell is the exact one that I had in mind. Like, to a T, this is what I had in my brain, this bigger one. So honestly, very, very happy with that. Very excited. I feel like that's going to work really well for potentially a few different like couples, like famous / movie couples that I have in mind. Specifically The Little Mermaid, potentially The Odyssey, but again, because of the siren drama of it all, don't know if we're going to include that. I don't know if it'll necessarily fit. I'm really trying to hone in on the specific aesthetic that we're going for with the Odyssey one, because I feel like it's not necessarily like seashell, pearl, coastal. It's more like, well, it's like royalty of that time, which is a little bit more like intricate detailing, blacks, blues, that sort of thing. Like a lot of black was worn. I think probably because Odysseus was gone. I don't know. But generally, I feel like it's just a little bit more like royalty vibes than like seashell, wild and free, coastal girly vibes. So I know it'll work for The Little Mermaid, but overall, very happy. There were a lot of really, really cool things that potentially would have worked for the Penelope and Odysseus detail shots, but they were $150 to $80 a piece. Don't want to spend that. 2, the scale of it all was like way off. So I found this cute little perfume bottle with 2 little doves, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. But then I was like, okay, but like if we're doing like a little statue in the sand, and then like I'm imagining like a slip dress washed up onto the shore with like the shoes there. I feel like back then they had really ugly shoes, so I'm probably gonna have to have a little bit of creative liberty here with the shoes, because I want cute shoes. Anyway, so I'm just imagining it like washes up, and then there's like a perfume bottle. There's the statue in the sand with like a necklace around it or something like that. So I feel like this little perfume bottle would have gotten lost in like the details that I have in my head. I found this like giant shield with like swords in it, and like that would have looked sick, but it was like, I don't know, probably 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. Like that's gonna look weird in the photos next to other things. And then I saw this giant like wood structure, wood sign, wood portrait of a bunch of men in these like metal armor type situations, similar to the movie. Kind of just going off vibes here, but that would have been kind of cool as like in the background, or like just like placing it somewhere. But again, way too big, and it was like $200, $300, $400, something like that. So I was like, yeah, no. But the idea is kind of fun. I did find this giant perfume bottle. Yeah, it was kind of giant. That I did like a lot, but again, I didn't want to buy it. I don't know. I'm like, I feel like I could find this elsewhere. I did find another seashell. They were selling like one seashell, but it was kind of the perfect aesthetic for the Odyssey. The only thing that I feel like was a little bit like off, I guess, was it was $6 for one seashell. I couldn't tell if it was a fake seashell. Like it looked kind of fake. Like I don't know. It didn't look quite right, but also it looked perfect for it being the Odyssey. So I don't know. And then also I really liked that one, but it was also just like a single seashell, and it was a color that I felt like wouldn't really pop, so I didn't feel like it was actually worth buying in order to like actually see it and use it as in the details, if that makes sense. So I found that. I found this gorgeous, perfect, amazing chair randomly. Has nothing to do with the shoot at all. I just was obsessed with it. It has this gorgeous, like, granny knit, like, cross stitch, I think is what it is. Like, rose detail on this perfect green color on this dark wood. But unfortunately, I don't think fits the aesthetic of any given room in our home. So I don't think it made sense to buy, but I was really, really tempted. Like, I literally picked it up and was like, yeah, I'm getting this. But then I thought about it, and when it comes to like clothing, when it comes to furniture, anything, when I'm buying something, the way that I sort of like decide if it's something I want or not, and something that will actually get used, is I picture exactly like what it would go with. So like, if it's furniture, where I'm putting it in the house, what it would go perfectly with, the artwork that it like works perfectly together with. Same for clothes. I'm like, oh, like I could wear it with this and this, or oh, this would be perfect for like this specific situation, like anything like that. So if I can't picture that, usually I'm not buying it. And I just couldn't. I feel like it could potentially work for like my makeup station where I like do my makeup and stuff, but let's be real, 99% of the time I'm doing my makeup like in front of a window with like either my phone as a mirror or like a little mirror. So just because it's a little bit dark in our house. So I feel like, would it really get used? Probably not. So that was unfortunate. I also found this gorgeous brown velvet chair that I really loved next to the seashells, but and it was way comfier, but it just, yeah, I don't know. I already didn't need a chair. Like, the only reason I was considering the green one is because it's literally perfect and everything to me. I'm going to talk to Jared and see if there's anywhere we need a chair, though. I am going to do that because it is the cutest thing I've ever seen. And it was like $95. I feel like that's very reasonable for a vintage chair. I don't know. Like, I really want to go buy it. I took a bunch of pictures of it. I'm going to show him. We'll see. Maybe I will get it. I don't know. I also found this really cool silver tray that I felt like would have been really nice, but it was like, I think it was like $45, $50. So I was like, this I feel like I could find at the thrift store. So I'm going to look out for that. I've definitely thrifted them before, and I want to say it was like anywhere from like $10 to $15 when I found it at the thrift store. So definitely want to get something along those lines. Also, I've been wanting one of those for our room. We're kind of slowly putting together a plan of what we want to do, and I feel like it would work, like one of those like silver trays would work really well in our room as well. That's the thing though, like I do need to ask my accountant about using my Amex business versus like a personal expense, because something that I'm going to use in my room, I would definitely just put on my own card. But if I'm purely going to use it for like a photo shoot, like detail shots, and then I'm thinking about using the items that I buy in order to build up a little bit of a library of things to use at weddings. I really could only use them at local weddings or weddings that I drive to, just because I feel like it would probably get a little crazy traveling with all of this stuff. A good percentage of my weddings are out of state or in a different country, but I feel like it would be really cool for more local stuff to have this like library of like really cool little trinkets and things for detail shots. And then that I feel like would still be fully a business expense. But I need to text my accountant and see what's going on with that, because honestly I have no idea, no clue at all. So we are gonna go next to a thrift store, see what we find, and go from there. And then after we go to the thrift store is when I want to go to a coffee shop and get a little bit of editing done, just because, I don't know, I feel like it'll make me feel better about this project that I have due late next week. Basically in like a week is when it's due. So we'll probably just end up going to Panera or Starbucks, because all of the cute local coffee shops that I love to go to close at like 4 p.m. and it's almost 7. So let's go to the thrift store. Okay, that thrift store was kind of a flop. There was not a lot going on. I saw a candlestick with like a marble base that I thought had potential, but it was like a very fake gold like piece to the top part, which I feel like if anything it would need to be silver. And I just felt like something about it was a little bit off, so I didn't get it. But I did find one amazing thing. I found the like slip dress that I'm looking for. I feel like this has some like whimsy going on. There's like, it's like a long sleeve sort of flouncy sleeve situation into like a slip dress. Can't tell if you can tell, but honestly, and the way it's like shimmering in the sun, I feel like this could be perfect. So very, very excited about that. Also, like the detailing here is honestly perfect in my opinion. That's like exactly what we want. So very excited about that. And who knows, like maybe I'll do a mix of like the Little Mermaid and the Odyssey. Like there are no rules, I can do whatever I want. So we'll see. I feel like it'd be fun to do separate, but you know, or I could do like one of if the siren got married to him versus Penelope's second wedding. Like I could do 1, 2 if I want to, you know, cause a little drama. I don't know, but let's go to the next thrift store before they close. It's 7:30. They close at 9, so let's go see what else we can find.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
That thrift store, the vibes were weird. I didn't love it. And I didn't find anything. Not even close at all. So I was going to go to a coffee shop, but honestly, I'm kind of tired and I kind of want to make a coffee at home and get some work done and then chill. Like I think I'm going to work for like an hour, really focus, and then probably go watch a movie. Me and Jared have been watching bad shark movies. Maybe we'll go do that. But yeah, I'm just kind of tired. I'm feeling very sleepy. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go chill, get some work done and chill. But thanks for hanging out with me today. And the next vlog will be what happens tomorrow. So there'll be more thrifting. I am going to a coffee shop tomorrow, and then I also have a photo shoot. So I will see you guys tomorrow.